This episode of the Game Over Greggy Show is brought to you by Blue Apron. For less than $10 per meal, Blue Apron delivers seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Did I missay recipes? I might have, but I'm not going to stop because your best friend and Blue Apron don't care. They just want to feed you. Will you let them feed you? Ladies and gentlemen, I've used Blue Apron. That's right, it's me, Greg Miller, from the Game Over Greggy Show. They sent buffalo chicken sandwiches. I made them. They were delicious. Did they send other things? Yes, they did. They were also delicious. They send you the pre-portioned ingredients. You get them. You do little step-by-step recipes. You get cool recipe cards. They teach you about the ingredients. You make delicious home-cooked stuff at home. So check out this week's menu and get the first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/Greggy. You will love how good it feels and tastes to create an incredible home-cooked meal with Blue Apron, so don't wait. That's blueapron.com/Greggy. Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Now here's Kevin.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Nick,
Yes.
what's the final topic?
Total 180 from morally objective things. This comes from Patreon. Our good friend Kenny Char.
Kenny
On
Char!
patreon.com/kindafunny says, do a watch and react for VR porn. But since we're not going to do a watch react for VR porn, I wanted to open that subject up to you guys. What are your thoughts on VR porn? Because I know that we're all hopelessly addicted to porn, except for Greg, who chooses to read his porn.
Lit erotica.
Via lit erotica.
Expand your mindset.
Right. Greg, of course, stuck in 1905 when all they had was the written word. But yeah, I mean,
Gutenberg changed things, sir.
Yeah, just press that out and kills it. What are your thoughts on this? Because this is fascinating. I feel like this is intriguing to me. I feel like this is something that I would actually want to try at least once, just not from necessarily a sexual standpoint, but just from the standpoint of saying, like, maybe this is what the technology should be used for.
No, I mean, dude, I'm right there with you. I think it's fantastic. I think that it's such a
because people who have tried it have said it's fucking wild.
It's super crazy. Yeah.
I want it. I want to try it right now. I wish we could. Kevin, figure it out. Not now, but for later. I want to do
you
this.
guys, you just get me the porn.
Yeah, don't worry. I got the porn.
All right, we can set it up.
Well, I
We
think you
got
have to
the
have a
machinery.
specific type of, like, it doesn't have to be a specific
program
for it.
You can't just watch any porn and all of a sudden be like, whoa.
It's like, wow, I didn't realize all this time there was so much more to this porn that I'm watching.
No, but there's VR porn on any of the porn websites. There's like a VR channel now that you can go and look
Really?
at. Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of it's premium, but I mean, like, it's not that expensive. It's new, evolving.
And that's a business expense for us now. We can just write it off.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
totally
yeah.
fun. No, I am extremely excited about this. I think that it's very awesome and interesting, and like VR is made for immersive experiences.
Right.
Like,
What could be more
better than
immersive than
that?
that? It reminds me of Strange Days. Do you ever see that movie?
No.
Strange Days. Catherine Bigelow directed this movie. It was Ray Fiennes and Juliette Lewis. It was about a society in the near future that gave people they had this technology that if you wore it on your brain, it would record your thoughts, and then you could play those back and relive other people's thoughts. It's kind of like that, because there is, of course, the very first thing people use it for is to have sex with someone good looking, and then you can record each other, and then you can see it from both perspectives. You could be the girl, you could be the guy. It doesn't matter. You're experiencing like they're experiencing. And I thought that was a very fascinating concept. This is what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
So from just a conceptual standpoint, I think it's great. From a logistical standpoint, though, it does pose some interesting problems in everyone's households.
Oh, in what ways?
Well, in that if you're
Now you have no idea if somebody's walking in on you.
yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, okay.
That's the problem, right? It's like if I'm choosing to have an intimate moment with myself and my computer screen at night, and my wife's walking around, I could hear her get up, and I'll either turn the volume down or have the goddamn decency to pretend like I'm not watching porn.
Do you ever turn the volume up?
Sometimes I just pump. If it's a particularly disgusting scene, sure, I'll crank that up.
Gotcha.
Just so she knows, stay away from me right now. This is Uncle Nick's time.
She's like, oh, don't touch me, Uncle Nick.
I don't like that.
But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a bigger footprint required for this than there would be for normal porn watching, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, would that be something that, like? I guess if you have the VR headset, you're like, what's she gonna know? You just keep the controller in your hand, right? Like you're playing a game,
How
and
do
then
you jack
occasionally
off?
get over
okay.
to it. Like, no, honey, this is the way it's going. And maybe
No,
she just
I'm
won't
not.
notice
I'm
that
not
your dick's
watching
out.
porn. I'm just fucking rock hard right now because I'm playing the new Uncharted VR experience.
It's crazy. I popped a Viagra so I could have some place to put my DualShock.
Well,
when I
with
wasn't
Nick,
using it.
it's either porn or the Batman. Yeah, either way, rock fucking.
Oh, dude,
hard.
that was so hard. I would have been out of my pants hard if it wasn't for Colin standing behind me. He makes me nervous a little sometimes.
Yeah,
he kept
well,
me
I mean,
limp.
I guess that's the thing though. Is like there is definitely it's a little worrisome being in this virtual world
Sure.
and not knowing what's around you. But it's like if you do know what's around you, then you're all good, right? The
Right.
thing with the VR is you don't even need the controllers though, because all of the experiences so far
Just
are
looking
You're
around.
just sitting.
That's a
and
good
it's just
point.
looking
That's a
around.
good point.
But what's interesting there is like, and I've read extensively on this, and I've
Thank
watched
you.
many videos of people doing it. The weirdest thing is like when you look down, it's like it'll be like a black dude's legs or a white dude's legs,
my
and
fantasy.
whatever it is. But the thing is, though,
Can they be
it's
Idris
not-
Elba's legs?
It's not weird because it's like you watch porn and it's black dude, white dude. Like that
Sure.
doesn't matter.
No.
That ain't your dick.
No.
But you're looking
Want it to be.
down and someone else's dick, where your dick would be.
That's so weird.
So yeah, it's really weird. I want to do it. It sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think
We
should
have
do
we
it.
have had when
We
they
owe it to
announced that
ourselves.
one that I want to say Vivid, whoever it was, maybe Naughty America. When
Naughty
they
America,
announced it,
yeah.
we reached out and talked to them, and they were down to have us do it, and we just haven't got around to it. And I know E3 they were doing demos for it somewhere.
Well, I mean, now it's like it's widespread.
No, I know it's
Now,
no. You
literally
use it. Yeah,
everybody's doing it. But what I want to do is I want to be the woman. Just have that dick just fucking coming at me
Yeah,
from all
dog.
angles.
Yeah.
Learn yourself
Just
a
to
thing or two.
experience,
That's
you
a
know?
good point.
Yeah, I think that there's a few people out there that I think it's like porn is like kind of a corruption of the idea of VR, but I think it's like the perfect realization of what VR is supposed to be, which is exactly whatever a human wants. So it's like porn makes perfect sense in VR, just like going to a concert makes sense in VR. I think it's going to be a super immersive experience. What I'm interested in from a business perspective is porn. I don't want to say porn was dying because that's not true. Porn has proliferated and makes money, but the proliferation of porn means that Tim might not remember, but like we all remember in the mid late 90s and early 2000s, you buy your VHSs or like later DVDs of these things, and like you'd buy a porn.
Tim, we had no other option.
What are you shaking your head at?
You bought porn, man.
You had
What do
to.
you want
We
us
had
to
no other
do? How
option.
did we get it otherwise?
But-
You could
But
trade
any
it too,
other
like
way.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the
Like
big
we would
thing.
all be like, me and my friends would, like we had a friend had an older brother who was 18 or 19, be like, all right, we want like this kind of porn. We'll each give you $10. I get it today, you get it tomorrow. All this kind of stuff. I mean, that's the kind of shit we do because the porn
Oh, yeah.
the porn DVDs were like $50.
Here's a great scheme we ran on an FYE at Stratford Square Mall is that we bought the Erotic Witch Project Part 3, went home, watched it, dubbed the tape, then wrapped it in cellophane and brought it back and returned it, and they took it.
You dubbed the tape?
Or, you know what I mean, duplicated tape.
Oh,
We had two VCRs.
I thought you overdubbed the lines. I was like, what kind of sick fucking person does that? Like halfway through, she's like,
That's
oh,
a Tim
yeah,
Gettys
yeah.
movie,
I'm
what you would
watching
do.
you.
That's fucking hilarious.
I can see you.
But
But
I-
like Be Kind Rewind or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that movie.
But I feel
Good
like it's a I feel like so porn has like become more amateurish,
It's a
and
really
there
fucked up thing to do.
there aren't like a lot of big there are big companies, but like the money that was being made in the 90s and early 2000s, I suspect was like actually way more because people had to buy the porn. There wasn't like a way to just stream it. People were ripping, like every once in a while, if I'm browsing porn, I'll find something that I saw like when I was like
Years
in
ago.
11th grade. I'm like, oh, I forgot
Heather
about that.
Brooke.
Bang Bros.
Yeah, Heather Brooks, she's Deep Throat, right? Is
Yep.
that, yeah, everyone knows her. So I feel like actually VR is interesting because it's a way for these companies, these porn companies, to hire good talent, male and female talent, and like make great videos and then sell them for use on VR, and people will pay for them because people had already invested in this VR headset, and so they're going to want to invest in good content for it. So I actually feel like it's a really like a great renaissance moment for porn in terms of money's made, as opposed to like it is unimaginable to pay for porn right now in standard porn. I'd rather watch 480p Pornhub than pay whatever it is to get 720 or 1080 on
Yeah, it's
there.
not happening.
But like if you want VR porn, you might have to pay for that. Eventually, you're not going to have to.
I mean, even now you don't need to. Like,
But you're saying these are
already a
premium.
bunch
These
of
are
free
premium
ones.
services made for people with a premium device that are willing to spend another
Sure.
$10.
Yeah.
And so I think it's an interesting kind of revenue source for these guys. And I feel like it just makes perfect sense. Like that's the VR experience is supposed to be a very personal, immersive experience, and sex is personal and immersive, and watching porn is personal and immersive in its own way. Like whether you want to watch, I know you love bukkake porn, for instance, and like
Well, I love every
so you really get
type.
into that.
Yeah.
And I know that your major dream is to be on the receiving end of a bukkake thing.
I mean, imagine
in
that
VR.
in VR.
Oh my god, be terrifying.
Well, after the first 2 or 3
kinda hot
shots,
in
you
its own
probably
way.
wouldn't be able. It would just be blurry, right?
Yeah,
It would just be like looking
Yes.
through
Trying to dodge
like
it.
an opaque filter.
oh my god,
That's
that's
disgusting.
getting nasty. No, I'm excited about it. I mean, I think that porn has been going a very interesting direction, and I think that there's less money in the porn industry, but I think
Right.
there's more money in the porn personalities. Like it's going the same way that the video games media is,
Right.
where it's just like it's independent. So those people can charge what they want. They don't need to be making millions of dollars from whatever because they're not making that money.
Yeah.
They can be like, yo, I'm doing a stream. Come watch me. It's a premium Patreon membership.
No,
and
it's
you're good.
true though, and it's actually fascinating and awesome to watch because for it's universal or unilateral, rather I should say across the board, is that you don't need these big corporations to create content, whether that content be what we do here or the equivalent, with naked people penetrating each other.
Which is pretty much very similar to
That's
what
exactly
we do.
what we do.
Kind of naked.
Yeah,
The
but-
new
but-
YouTube channel coming your way.
But that's where the VR comes in is these people, as of right now, don't have the means to be able to shoot in VR and like, edit in VR and produce in VR. It takes a lot to really think about how it all works. And like I watched a behind the scenes video of how they make VR porn, and it's fascinating. Like it's a totally different process than normal porn, which is already, if we're not talking amateur, if we're talking produced stuff, like it's already a lot going into it, and it's very fake. There's a lot of cuts and edits and repositioning and making sure everything gets right. But you add in one of those ridiculous 3D camera like
Yeah.
GoPro
You're just the guy
units.
with an erection sitting there with this giant head unit
Yeah.
on. You look like
So-
Lewis from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. But I'm very interested to see what all goes. I haven't done it yet, and I want to.
I think we should do it. I think we
Yeah.
should. I think
I
it should
have
be part
done
one,
the-
and then eventually we'll do
the
part
fake
two.
ass, like, phone,
Broke ass.
I don't need that shit,
360
though.
shit.
Yeah.
It's still cool, but
Yeah, but I need both hands for that big phone.
yeah,
That's my
you're right.
problem.
How long do you do where you turn around and you watch the back for a while, just see what's happening in the back of the room, and then you just come back and see what's going on over here? If you didn't know, this has been the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get each and every episode early, along with a bunch of exclusive perks, goodies, and walnuts. If you don't have any bucks to toss,
No walnuts.
head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we post the entire show topic by topic, day by day. The next week, until it all goes up, is one big MP3 in video. Gentlemen,
Yes.
good work. Tim, change your shirt. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Never forget the Kevin milked a cat.
Kevin, you milking that cat on your sister's bed?
Christ. It's one of those things where you're like,
It was
can't.
under her bed. It was
It's-
under her bed.
It just the story of Kevin Coelho just keeps getting more and more absurd.
I do what needs to get done, guys.
No, it didn't need to get
The
done. They're
kittens-
cats. There's billions of them.